Time now for a brand new episode of How Is This a Thing? And we begin with this article from the Irish Independent: households paying twice as much for electricity as data centres. Now, this is in reference to a recent Eurostat report that revealed that data centres are paying lower electricity charges when compared to domestic homes. And this was also reported on in another recent Irish Independent article. I personally have seen a substantial increase in my own electricity bills recently. I got an epic bill the other day. You'd swear I was running like 15 jacuzzis in my house or something. For the record, I only run 8 jacuzzis, okay? Actually, I just have an electric shower, which I'm terrified of switching on for more than 90 seconds at this point. It's so bloody expensive. Here's an article from bonkers.ie: data centres and their impact on the price and supply of electricity. According to the Central Statistics Office 2022 electricity consumption report, data centres in Ireland are now using the same amount of metered electricity as urban dwellings at 18% and almost double the electricity of rural homes, which rests at 10%. Data centres are now consuming 31% more electricity than they were in 2021. So that's a big hike from 2021 to 2022. There has been a 400% increase in electricity consumption by data centres from January to March 2015 to October to December 2022. Thirsty, these data centres, aren't they? These startling revelations from the CSO have left many people wondering whether data centres' increasing need and reliance on the electricity grid are impacting Irish households' electricity supplies and are causing the cost of electricity to rise even further. And this is the key. Essentially, my reading on this is, if data centres are increasing electricity prices by putting more strain on the electricity supply grid, and yet domestic householders are being charged more for electricity, it's as if the householder is essentially, in part, subsidising the data centre energy costs. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sure looks that way. Anyway, back to the article. Are data centres putting a strain on the national electricity grid? Yes, they are. The national grid in Ireland has been under considerable strain since 2021. This can be seen in the number of Amber Alerts the electricity grid has experienced in recent years. An Amber Alert is a warning that grid operators make when they believe they do not have enough electricity supply in reserve if something was to falter in the power system. Are data centres increasing the price you pay for electricity? Technically, yes, they are. Data centres consume copious amounts of electricity from the grid, therefore demanding more of the electricity supply, which in turn causes the prices of electricity to increase. However, it's important to note that data centres only play a part in the increasing cost of electricity bills. Currently, Ireland has the third highest electricity price in the EU. There are several reasons for this, such as our over-reliance on fossil fuels to generate electricity, dependence on foreign sources to supply us with oil, coal and gas, investment in renewable energy sources. But also, believe it or not, one of the most significant reasons that electricity prices are increasing is because of increased demand on data centres because of AI. Yes, so many of us are using AI for LLMs, AI art generation, AI video, and it's increasing the load on data centres and in turn increasing electricity demand, which in turn increases the prices. And this is happening all across the Western world. This article is from CNN. Here's how AI data centres affect the electrical grid. Tech giants are in a heated race to build data centres and dominate the AI landscape, but America might not be ready for the energy demand. The country's aging electrical grid could struggle to keep up with the surge in energy needs, and US households are largely footing the bill for additional costs. So again, sounds like homeowners are subsidizing the data centers for their electrical needs in this way. Here's one from CNBC. AI data center frenzy is pushing up your electric bill. Here's why. Key points. AI data centers are pushing up electricity demand and fueling higher electricity prices for US households, according to energy experts. Consumers in certain areas of the country, like the West and Northeast, have seen electricity prices increase faster than in other areas. Energy demand from data centers that underpin artificial intelligence are expected to keep growing through this decade. So now, whenever I see some really bad AI slop video, and I'm told, oh look, Hollywood is cooked. It's over for Hollywood, bro. Honest. Look at this appalling and pointless AI superhero crossover slop video I made. Yeah, whenever I watch one of those now, I just think, was this really worth making? Was this short clip really worth the CPU and GPU horsepower required to make it? Was it worth the processing time and the electricity demand on the data center, especially because millions of AI videos are being generated every day all over the world, and let's face it, the vast majority of them are terrible or unusable. I mean, it usually takes multiple generations before an AI video is kind of okay. It's kind of what you want, right? But it takes a long time to get what you want from the AI. So one single AI video by itself is probably not having much impact on the electricity supply grid, let's face it. But do we really need millions of slop videos generated every day? Because that's when we start to run into problems. Utilities are expensive as it is, I'm just saying. Well, related to data centers and their impact on the electricity supply in America, this article is from NBC News. Senators introduce first bipartisan effort to curb utility bill hikes related to data centers. Republican Josh Hawley and Democrat Richard Blumenthal are diving into an issue that is getting increased attention from federal and state lawmakers as well as political candidates. Senators Josh Hawley and Richard Blumenthal on Wednesday introduced the first bipartisan bill in Congress aimed at preventing data center power usage from spiking consumers' electric bills. The legislation, dubbed the Guaranteeing Rate Insulation, or GRID Act, seeks to guarantee two things: no data center related price increases for consumers' utility bills, as well as ensuring first priority for grid access to everyday electric users. The bill also seeks to make new data center operators power their structures via off-grid sources with a 10-year off-ramp for existing data centers. The legislation would also mandate that data center operators publicly disclose current and future power usage. As always, all of the articles that I've read from today are available for you to read in full, linked below in the description box. It's amazing to think that after more than 35 years of the internet, at last, the internet itself is beginning to have an infrastructural and environmental toll in our countries. Your beautiful countryside, your beautiful landscapes are torn up, and these giant Borg cube-sized buildings are being built on them with racks of servers, storage arrays, power management systems, networking equipment, cooling systems, and fiber optic cables. Enormous amounts of water have to be used to cool data centers. And of course, this all impacts on our electricity supply networks in our countries. A tipping point has been reached in recent years where the rapid and unrestricted expansion of IT, networking, and telecoms hardware needed to support the web in its current form is resulting in, well, these negative consequences that consumers are beginning to feel. It was always just a matter of time. And look, AI is merely the latest technology to push things over the edge. The relentless construction of more and more data centers has been a growing concern even before AI. Cloud computing, cloud storage, and so forth. So this is something we have to address. I personally would be more than happy to live in a world without widespread consumer-grade AI systems, i.e., prior to about 2022. If it means my electricity bill is lower and the lush green countryside isn't devastated with eyesore data center buildings. Those are my thoughts on this issue. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to Computing Forever. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.